you saw a film that I did not see.
Yes.
The
Oh.
film is called Foe. And at first, when you told me the title of the movie we were talking, you said, "Yeah, I'm thinking of seeing Foe," and I thought you meant PHO, like a movie about
I'd be
food. And I'm
eating
like,
pho.
so I thought, oh, I kind of want to see Foe, PHO, but this is not about that. It's Foe as in FOE, and it's an indie film that you saw. I have not seen it. Alan, tell
Yeah,
us
it's
about
actually
Foe.
Amazon. It's coming out on Amazon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and it's based on a novel of the same title. It stars Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal. So let's set up the situation here. The planet is dying because of climate change. Things are getting real bad, so we need to build a colony in space. And so that's the setup. That's where we are at the beginning of the story. Now we head down to Earth. There's a remote farm out in the middle of nowhere where Hen, played by Saoirse Ronan, and Junior, played by Paul Mescal, are living as a couple. And in voiceover, Hen talks about how she's drifting from her husband, how the two no longer connect, how the love that they had early on has kind of disappeared, and so this is a relationship in trouble. And again, remember, there's climate change is destroying the world. So
Right.
one night, a car appears out of nowhere, and in that car is Terrence, played by Aaron Pierre, and he works for the marketing brand of the government. And he notifies Junior that he won a random lottery, and that he is going to be one of the first people to colonize space. But only Junior can go, and Hen has to stay behind and take care of the farm. Of course, Hen has bigger goals. She doesn't want to live on the farm. She wants, better life. But also remember, there's climate change and the world's dying. And then, so a year from then, Terrence is going to come back, and he's going to begin training Junior. And so during that year, knowing that he's going to go away, Hen and Junior kind of rekindle their relationship. They're able to reignite their love for each other. And then when Terrence comes back, the training begins, and Terrence has to observe Junior and there's several reasons. One, training for space, but two, they've created technology that allows uh, they don't call it cloning, but in a way it is, where they can create a clone of Junior, and that clone will stay behind and take care of Ken. But Terrence needs to observe Junior's behavior, and to make sure that, to kind of know how to program the clone. And so the movie turns into this thriller, kind of sci-fi thriller, as we're questioning Terrence's motives. Maybe he's hitting on Hen. There's a lot of the training period involves a lot of what I would call psychological torture. And this is the inherent problem of this movie. It's just everything everywhere all at once. It's a environmental disaster. It's a government taking over and conscripting people into servitude, calling it space exploration. But deep down, it's about a couple that has been drifting apart uh, after being married for so long, and that's this movie.
Well,
Th-
that's
th-
that's the backdrop to the sci-fi story. But does this sound like something like your initial description was like, all right, what a climate change disaster? I get it, but does this sound like something that I would like? And do you recommend it?
I would not recommend it. I don't think you'd like it. There is sci-fi elements at it, but that's the problem. Is the movie is an environmental disaster. The movie is a sci-fi cloning thing. The movie is a space colonization, and the movie is about a couple who's been drifting apart over the years, and the whole movie takes place on that farm. So it's not like they go places. It's
So
kind
it's
of
like
one
it's this.
location.
You're just really told in the beginning it's a sci-fi world, but it's not that sci-fi.
Yeah. Oh no, it the ending, the third act becomes very sci-fi. And it has a very sci-fi ending, a very Twilight Zone kind of ending to it. Um but there's a lot you have to get through to get to that point. And you know, and the ending clever, but it's not like groundbreaking. And this is look, this is based on a novel, and I feel like when you read the novel, I've never read the novel, but I feel like that the writer director Garth Davis, he read the novel, thought it was a really good idea to make it a movie, and then realized when he made the movie it wasn't a good idea. So I think the novel will read better than the movie does.
Gotcha. Let's look at let's go
Actually,
to so
actually,
you
there's
don't
one more
okay.
thing that I
Sure,
haven't
sure.
mentioned. So, Garth Davis, the director, I think he's a breast man, and I'll tell you why. Um, the movie opens with Saoirse Ronan. Okay, first of all, there are no bras in the future. The movie opens up, and Saoirse Ronan is wearing this top it's not see through, but it kind of accentuates her breasts. So you get a sense of her form, the size, things like that. And the thing I mentioned, the reason I mentioned is because there's a progression of the clothes she wears from beginning to end that just kind of draws attention to her breasts, her chest, and so the clothes just kind of they focus on certain parts, and so and literally this happens throughout the entire movie. um and then yeah, she's naked at the end. So you know it, the reason I mention it is because A, I'm not a creep, and but B, this idea of what she's wearing and how it kind of draws the eye to her chest. It seems intentional for some reason. It seems artistic, and and it's just like to me, this was my through line of the movie, and it pays off at the end. But other than that, the story is just really bad.
Well,
I
I'm just
mentioned because it's just
the whole time you're talking about Cersei Ronan's boobs, I'm looking for the boob video, and I realized we
we
deleted it.
deleted it. We
Yeah,
deleted
a
it.
boob, just one. Like, we should
Oh my
just
god.
post that as a short.
But it's like it teases throughout the first two acts, and then you get the payoff at the
All right,
end.
let's go to comments here. So you don't recommend
I don't
well,
recommend it, no,
okay.
unless you're
Uh,
a breast fan.